Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. Today I'm going to talk to you about some Gulf War presumptive conditions that came through the PACT Act. Now, I'm going to put most of the information buried down here in the description, so please look into the description even as you're listening to this, and you're going to see a list of conditions. Now, these conditions are what are called presumptives, which I've talked about before, and presumptives are great because they really streamline the process and make it much easier for you to get a successful claim because it eliminates that need for a nexus, that link between the condition and your time in service. So if this is something you're interested in, please hit that like button, subscribe, share it with a friend, comment below, all that good stuff. Comment below, especially if you've utilized this process and got awarded a claim so others can see how it works. I'd really appreciate it. So when it comes to presumptives, remember that normally you have to prove that the condition manifested during time in service. Well, what if you've gotten out and it's been 3 or 4 years, 5 years, whatever, and now all of a sudden you're experiencing these symptoms, you go to the doctor, and now you have a condition. And you think to yourself, I think it's probably from my time in service. Maybe I was in Iraq or Afghanistan, what have you. So the way that this works now is instead of having to prove that it was caused or manifested during your time in service, instead, the VA through this presumptive process is simply going to say, if you have this condition on the list below, remember in the description, if you have one of these conditions and you served between this date and this date, somewhere in between, in any of these locations, the VA is just going to presume that the military service was the nexus. So it eliminates it. They presume it. So it makes it very easy. So then what will happen will be is really at that point it's going to lean on the schedule of ratings. So you go to your C&P exam where ideally you've read the schedule of ratings regarding that condition. You can reiterate all of the problems that you have articulately and be able to share that in that C&P exam. So you want to make sure that you're hitting everything in that schedule of ratings because that's what they're going to look at when they go to give you your rating. So if you miss 3 or 4 things, signs, symptoms, durations, that you do have, but you just didn't talk about it in your C&P exam, you may get a much lower rating than what you should be getting. So make sure that you go through that because it's really going to benefit you by doing that little bit of homework. So again, I'm putting everything down in the description below, the time frame, the locations, and the conditions. And if you have any of those conditions, you need to file a claim for it as soon as possible because you want to be compensated for this ailment. So with that, I'll go ahead and conclude it. I know it's a short video, but just want to make sure that you have the information in one spot. Remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.